Imagine driving at night on a highway and seeing a light in the sky slow down. Like it's watching you. It happened. And it's on tape. A traffic camera caught everything. 11 seconds. A bright light moving in ways no known technology can. Authorities said it was just a reflection. But what if it's more than that? What if we're being watched? This story was sent to our channel by someone who asked to remain anonymous. The experience you're about to hear completely changed the way this person sees the world. And to this day, they're still trying to figure out whether what they saw was real or something beyond our understanding. Follow our channel so you don't miss the next stories, which, for reasons of national security, may be taken down at any moment. I was in the passenger seat that night. It was around 9:40 p.m. on a Wednesday. We were coming back from a work trip, driving down a long stretch of the BR-116 highway in southern Brazil. Everything felt normal, traffic flowing, the radio playing softly, headlights cutting through the darkness. That's when I noticed the sky looked different, like someone had switched on a lamp behind the clouds. A white light, extremely bright, but cold, without the warm glow of lightning or airplane light. It was steady, like a fixed spotlight, but coming from above, from a point you couldn't quite define. I leaned forward, looked through the windshield, and that's when I saw something I'll never forget. A very bright sphere, maybe the size of a small car, moving through the sky in a perfectly straight line. The speed was unreal, but suddenly it slowed down. Abruptly. Like it had hit an invisible break in the air. That's when the driver, my coworker, saw it too. He cursed out loud and eased off the gas. We froze, staring at it. The light felt like it was watching us. That's the sensation we had. The object wasn't spinning, didn't wobble, made no sound. It just hovered for a second, and then vanished. The most disturbing part? The next day we got the video. Yes, what we saw was captured by a traffic camera on the highway. A friend of ours who works at the road company sent us the clip through a message. And there it was, exactly as we saw it. The light moving across the sky, slowing down and disappearing. The footage was 11 seconds long. That's when the real nightmare began. Because soon after that, the highway company released an official statement saying the video just showed a lens reflection. Nothing more than an optical anomaly. But I know what I saw. My friend knows too. And the strangest thing was the silence. No media coverage. No public comments. Any posts that appeared with the video were quickly taken down. Something or someone doesn't want us talking about this. And that's why I decided to send this story to the channel. Because if I don't speak up, this will disappear like so many others. And I know there are more people out there who've seen similar things, and were silenced too. I need to understand what that was. And more than anything, I need to know if I'm in danger. After watching the video for the first time, something inside me changed. It wasn't just fear. It was a constant feeling of being watched. Like something had connected to me that night and never let go. In the days that followed, I tried to find any logical explanation. I watched the video dozens of times, frame by frame. And the more I saw it, the more I realized how absurd it was. The light slows down with impossible precision. No drone, helicopter, or known aircraft can pull off that kind of maneuver, especially in total silence. I spoke with two friends who are commercial pilots. I showed them the video separately. Both had similar reactions. Furrowed brows, silent focus, then the same question. Is this edited? When I told them it was recorded by a government traffic camera, both looked visibly uneasy. One of them told me something that still echoes in my head. If this is real, then there's stuff in the sky we don't control. Meanwhile, small but unsettling things started happening. That Friday night, I woke up at 3:12 a.m. with the feeling that someone was in the room. Like someone was just standing there, watching me. The air was freezing, and no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't move. It was like paralysis. My eyes were open, but my body was frozen. I only managed to move again after a few minutes, when the sensation vanished just as suddenly as it came. The next day, I went to the car to head out and noticed the windshield wiper was on, even though the weather was dry and no one else had used the car. Little things, but they started piling up, and it was messing with my mind. I went back to talk to the friend who had sent me the video, and that's when he told me something that sent a chill down my spine. The original video disappeared from the server. And it's not the first time that's happened. According to him, other footage had vanished before. Sometimes with technical excuses, other times with no explanation at all. He himself had been called in by his supervisors and told not to discuss certain images outside the workplace. I started asking myself, what exactly did I see that night? A ship? A probe? A kind of technology that isn't human? Or something worse, something that's been here all along, and we just don't see it? And here's the creepiest part. A few days later, someone tried to hack into my email. I got access notifications from another country, something that had never happened to me before. Coincidence? Maybe. But when I add up everything that's happened since that light in the sky, it's impossible to ignore. If you've watched this far, it's because you feel like something's wrong, just like I did. So follow the channel now, turn on the bell, and share this video. These stories need to be heard before they disappear. Your help is essential. I started documenting everything, every strange detail, every feeling. I bought security cameras for my house, installed motion sensors, and even began recording audio in my room at night, just to be safe. I knew a lot of people might call me paranoid, but I needed proof. I needed to know if what was happening was real, or if I was losing my mind. On the third night of recording, I caught something. The audio picked up a high-pitched hum around 2:46 a.m. A continuous, metallic sound that lasted about 12 seconds. The most disturbing part? When I checked the outdoor cameras at the same time, the footage was corrupted. Only at that time. All other hours were intact. I didn't want to drag anyone else into this, but I ended up showing the recordings to my sister. She works with video and audio editing, and she's super skeptical. When she heard the audio, she went silent. Then she asked, "Are you sure this was recorded in your house?" I confirmed. She analyzed the sound's frequency spectrum and told me it didn't resemble any normal interference. According to her, it was like a moving electromagnetic field. But what really scared me was what she saw when she zoomed in on the waveform. A repeating pattern, as if the sound had structure, almost like a code. That sent me into a panic, because if it was a code someone or something was trying to communicate, that's when I decided to look for people who had gone through similar experiences. I joined forums, alien abduction communities, and started talking to people around the world. And believe me, what I went through is not unique. A woman from rural Argentina described the same light. A white sphere, speeding up and slowing down silently, vanishing out of nowhere. A man in California reported hearing the same kind of nighttime hum, followed by data loss on his electronic devices. Other people reported physical symptoms. Unexplained nausea, nosebleeds in the middle of the night, and strange marks on their skin. And then came the final blow. One of the users from one of those forums sent me a private message saying, "Be careful. When they slow down, it's because they've already chosen you. After that, I stopped recording. Stopped investigating. Because I reached a point where the truth wasn't freeing anymore. It was terrifying. And maybe it's better not to know. But even trying to move on, I still sometimes wake up in the middle of the night with that feeling again. That someone or something is outside, watching me. And the craziest part? I've never seen that light again. But I feel like it's coming back. Even now, as I tell all of this, my voice still shakes. It's not easy to relive these moments, and it's even harder to accept that I may never get a clear answer. What I saw that night, what I felt in the days that followed, the subtle, yet terrifying, changes in my daily life, all of it still lives inside me. Sometimes I try to convince myself it was just coincidence, that my brain was looking for connections where there were none, that the hum was just a microphone glitch, that the traffic camera video really could have been a reflection. But deep down, I know it wasn't coincidence. I know I saw something I wasn't supposed to see. And maybe that's why I became the one being watched. What disturbs me the most is how easily it was all silenced. How quickly the official explanation was accepted, like the truth had been dressed up just to maintain normalcy. Experts disagreed, but no one listened. The video disappeared. The posts vanished. People moved on. Except me. I remember every detail. The ice-white light. The exact moment it slowed down, like it was aware of what it was doing. That overwhelming feeling of being invaded by something not from this world. This wasn't just a UFO sighting. It was an encounter with something that goes beyond the limits of our technology, our understanding, and maybe even our very existence. Since then, I've lived on alert. Nights are different now. Silence feels heavier. And any out-of-place noise makes my heart race. The hardest part is the isolation. Telling this story means being dismissed, labeled, silenced. But I chose to speak up because I believe I'm not the only one. And maybe, if more people come forward, the truth might finally start to surface. What I saw on that highway was not a reflection. It was an intelligent, technological, and possibly extraterrestrial presence. Something that moves beyond the laws of physics as we know them. And for some reason, it's here. Why did they come? Why are they watching us? And most importantly, what happens to those who are chosen? I still don't have the answers. But one thing I've learned. Not everything we see in the sky can be explained. And when someone tries to convince you it was just a reflection, look again. Question it. Because sometimes the truth is right in front of our eyes, hidden beneath the lies we were taught to believe. If this story struck a chord with you, like this video and share it with someone who also feels like something isn't right. Follow our channel for more stories like this, before they disappear. And now tell me in the comments, do you believe we're being watched? Or would you rather keep believing it was just a reflection?